So let's talk supercars and networking. I'm not here to sell you on the fact that supercars and networking go hand in hand, but there is a lot of correlation, and I want to sort of talk about my own experiences with how having supercars have helped me network, as well as other things revolving around networking, right? Building my business, stuff like that. And this is just my experience, right? And I think everyone's experience is going to be different. But I do think, yeah, supercars have helped me meet a lot of people that I would not have met otherwise. It's put me into different rooms and through different doors that I probably wouldn't have gotten through. And I think, yeah, for most people, if you buy a supercar, it's going to help you out. There are, of course, some asterisks around this broad statement, but having a supercar is not like the positives, the benefits aren't just having a really fun car to drive, because of course that is the case, right? There are a ton of other like more invisible positives that I think you should really consider. So if you are considering buying a supercar and you want to know what positives there are that come out of it, besides, of course, having a fucking cool car, then this video is going to be for you. Yeah, so let's first talk about the psychology behind supercars. And the fact is that supercars attract certain types of people. They attract certain types of respect, and they really signal something, right? One of the main things that I find a lot of people, like richer, like successful people tend to like is like filters. They don't want to waste their time. And one of the easiest filters for being able to just like, I guess, judge some person is their car. And I know it doesn't sound that wholesome, but supercars for sure help you seem successful. They at least weed out like most people, right? So that's sort of like the psychology behind it. I get it. When I see someone and I see that they have a supercar, then I immediately know, okay, at least this person had the balls to buy this car, or at least they have at least some type of wealth or income or capability. Of course, there are tons and tons of really rich people out there that don't have supercars, so you wouldn't know. This is sort of like a flawed thing. But yeah, that's basically it. Now, my experience with supercars, it begins, let me think. My first like supercar, I guess you can kind of call it, was an i8 Roadster. A lot of people hate this car, but back in 2019, I got this. And for me, I was a content creator, so it definitely did have a lot of impact on being able to create content about it. I think if you create content with your cars, or you are trying to attract a certain type of audience, like people that want to make money, stuff like that, then having a supercar is really beneficial. It gives you a lot of content to make. It instantly makes you like a bit more of an interesting person. And yeah, the content game around supercars is very, very strong. I will say that the bar keeps getting higher and higher and higher. Like 5-10 years ago, if you had a Lamborghini SV, right, like Aventador SV, that's what I have right now. If you had that car back then, it was the craziest thing ever, and that was like the ultimate marketing tool. How do I know this? Because I have friends that were some of the OG people online that used cars for marketing, and every time they would get a new car and post about it and make content around it, they made a lot of money. So yeah, when it but okay. So what I'm trying to say is now the bar keeps getting raised every single year, right? And like now you have people buying hypercars in their 20s, and therefore it's right like a Huracan before would be a great marketing tool. Right now, it still would be good, but it wouldn't be nearly as good as 5, 10 years ago. So it's kind of like this treadmill, uphill treadmill, where every single year you need to level up your car more to get the same effect with content. Basically, a losing battle. Um, what else can we say? Now let's talk a little bit more about networking, because not everyone wants to get a supercar to make content, right? For me, it definitely helped with my content, and for a lot of people, it helps with their content. But many people, they just want to use a supercar, one for their own fun, but two to meet other people. And there are so many events that revolve around supercars. It's basically like a part of a lot of people's lifestyle. And so getting a supercar gets you into these rooms or social circles or events that you normally would not be able to get into. Um, so we're talking like supercar rallies. I actually haven't done any of these myself. They're quite a time commitment, but you're basically like rallying with a bunch of cars from one city to a different city. It might be like a 2, 3 day rally where you drive a lot, stop at different restaurants, stay overnight, stuff like that. That puts you into a room with probably some really successful people that can do that have the time to do that. Their business is probably running by themselves, and that's why, or they're retired. There are car meets, right? Like, yes, you can attend a car meet yourself without having your own supercar, but it's different than going to a car meet with a supercar. I know this because I've done both, and you're a lot more likely to be introduced to people if you go there with a car. So that's another really great place to meet people. You'll meet you'll make a few friends from your cars, and those people will know a lot of other car people, and so it sort of branches off, right? It's like you meet one person, they know someone else, that person knows someone else, and so it really opens this entire door or a bunch of doors to all these people, all these different circles that you probably wouldn't have met before. And it all comes around to this like shared love for cars. And yeah, I think that's super powerful. I think it's something that not that many people think about or realize. And there's also, what else is there? There's meetups, right? There's cars and coffee. You can also meet a lot of people through social media with your supercar. So if you make any content at all about your car, which now I do recommend, I do think it's great to share these cars with the world, because there are so many people out there that actually get really inspired by these cars. They use like a poster of the supercar as their inspiration for going out there and building their business, stuff like that, right? I know that was a lot of kids when I was growing up. I loved cars as well. That was a huge inspiration of mine for like, it's partly why I wanted to make money, so that I could get cool cars. So when you're sharing this with other people online, right, you're basically inspiring people. And I think, yeah, what was I trying to say? There are a lot of people out there that want these things, but they don't have enough inspiration at home. They don't have the network. They don't have that childhood like foundation where they have the resources to be an entrepreneur. And every little thing helps. And seeing these cool cars online definitely helps. I know for sure it helped me, because some of the first people I followed on social media who were like my social media mentors, they had amazing cars, and I found a lot of inspiration from it. Yeah, it also, what else? It breaks the ice when you meet someone and you guys both have Ferraris or something, right? You can instantly connect with them on that. And yeah, everyone, they are searching for a connection, whether you're poor or rich, whatever it is. And these cars are a talking point. They're a place for people to actually like have a shared language, if that makes sense. So bonding through this life, like the lifestyle of cars, it's not just business, it's also personal. I think a lot of, if you get a supercar, people know that you like cars, right? Most supercar owners love cars. There are some people that just get supercars because they have too much money to spend or whatever. But if you're a car enthusiast, then you're going to be able to meet other car enthusiasts more easily, meet other enthusiasts that have supercars more easily. And it's a cool group of people. And I don't really have any direct evidence that, having my supercars has helped me make significant money. I don't have that direct evidence, but I know it's helped me meet a lot of people. I'm almost positive that those people have somehow contributed to all this stuff that has happened to me. And of course, I love the cars, right? Like cars are an art, and I grew up always loving cars, seeing them as like beautiful pieces of like art that someone has designed and manufactured. It goes so fast, it just looks insane. And that in itself for me has been worth it to have my supercars. But the added benefits of like content, of meeting new people, those are undeniable. And I'm just telling you this from my own experience. You have to put in the work though to actually meet new people with your car, because you can't just buy a car, have it sit in your garage, not make any content about it, never bring it to any events, never bring it to any meets or cars and coffee, and expect to expand your network. That doesn't happen, right? You need to still put in a lot of work to meet these people and go to these events and things like that. But having that car is going to make that actually possible. So it's like a little key kind of. Most people don't have the key, but you can buy a supercar, you get the key, but you still have to go unlock those doors, go to those events, and actually be a good person, someone that's fun to hang out with or give value to others. Because if you're an asshole and you have a great car, then it can be very, very, very superficial, the relationships you make, but it's never going to amount to anywhere because you're just a shitty person. What else can I say? Supercars, yeah. So in terms of networking, fantastic. In terms of making money, I'd say not the best. In terms of storing value for certain types of cars, fantastic, right? I prioritize buying cars that retain their value or potentially go up. It's basically going to be rare cars, some of the last naturally aspirated cars from a certain brand. 458, perfect car. Aventador SV, perfect car. What else? 488 Pista, 458 Speciale. Like there are a lot of these rare cars that are really good at holding their value. And also these cars are more like enthusiast cars. You can get a C8 and 95% of people on the street are gonna think it costs as much as a $500,000 car, right? Because they don't know the difference. But the enthusiasts, the car enthusiasts, they do know. And so it really depends like who you're trying to get attention from. If you're trying to get attention from just the public for whatever reason, then you can buy any sports looking car, right? You can buy a C8, whatever. If you want to get attention from real car people, then there's going to be a completely different set of cars. I'm sort of going off on a tangent right now, but basically what I'm trying to say is, yes, supercars, they do help with your networking. If you put in the work and you have a supercar, you will be able to meet people that you wouldn't have been able to meet probably unless you are famous or have a lot of business connections or whatever, it puts you into a lot of doors. And especially if you are young, getting into those doors normally is very, very challenging. So yeah, it's a really good investment in my opinion for a lot of people. If you're on the fence and you think that some of these things apply to you, besides just like the fun of ownership and having a great car that you know get fulfilled to drive, then I think you should take the leap, right? I'm not here to tell you like go buy that car, but I'm here to tell you that there are significant benefits to owning a supercar that go beyond getting from point A to point B and having a cool car. So yeah, hopefully this video helped you guys out. That's just my experience on having supercars. And yeah, if you want to get some resources from me to help you make money to get supercars, I'll have a bunch of links down below, some of my offers and stuff like that. But yeah, stay tuned on this channel. I'm just going to create content like this, just talking to the camera, unedited, and hopefully you guys will get a lot of value from them. Cool. I'll see you guys in the next one.